keepers of records. When David is saying, or the psalmist is saying, if there be iniquity in my hands, I want you to know that everything that you do, good or bad, whilst it is recorded in the books that are in heaven, it is also reflected in your hands. If I am guilty, why did he use hands? Why did he say, if there be iniquity on my head? Hands. We associate our hands with work, with actions, with productivity, with acts of doing something. Because hands are information carriers. Even without a video of you stealing, the fact that your identification mark called the print is present, you can be arrested and convicted of a crime. These lines that go across in your hands, those are not just for decoration. That's another level of discernment also, where a taught person in the things of the Spirit can look at that and then can tell your future. Why I'm saying this is I clearly need you to understand that your hands are very special. But you must know that your hands carry information about you, your actions, whether good or bad, past or present. What is going on around you in your life can be determined by what is carried or by what is in your hands. So if we don't understand what our hands carry, and if we don't correct what is in our hands, or even if we don't understand what our hands carry, and we don't amplify it, we can struggle to change the outcomes of our life because of the negatives that are being carried by our hands. Which means to understand the language of the hands, there is a realm of investigation and inquiry that has to take place. If you're not helped by someone educated in the things of the Spirit, you also have to make your own investigations to understand the depths of what your hands carry. If we can call it spiritual biometrics, I don't know what we can say. Where those that are learned in the things of the Spirit can look at your hands and pick every information about you, including where you're going. It's not about the rod, but it's about the hand holding the rod. Please hear. The rod is turning into a snake because of the purposes and the information of God within the hands of Moses concerning the life of Moses. So, when God is saying what is in your hands, and if we want to begin to understand our hands, what are we holding? What are our hands involved in? When I look at that work of my hands, where is it originating from? If I want to understand what is going on in your hands, I have to look at the rod that you are holding. All the good that you are seeing may not be all the weight of the good that is in your hands. So applying about that discernment, now discernment is required to say, of all the good that my hands carry, is it all that I am seeing? What then must I do to unlock the full weight of power and potential that I have within my hands to have it manifest in this area? So we understand also our giftings, our areas where we can excel, by how easily we can hold a rod, throw it down, and it turns into a snake. Many of you copy people and you don't try to understand your hands. Spiritual investments have been placed in your hands, but sometimes there can also be blockages. If someone else comes to throw the rod down, it will never turn into a snake, because it has nothing to do with their purposes, nothing to do with the liberation of Israel. It's not in their hands. Now, listen, good people. That's why sometimes you have to be spiritually intelligent. Akuzikwese kwa munongoenda kwa munongosika kuchikoti vano. Vamwe maunge anolika. Vamwe ega alike but anokurumidza kutora zvinhu zvevamwe zvisizvo. And she holds my hand. And she feels that there is something going into her hand from. Alright, straight. And this is how some of you lose things. There are some people who are spiritually intelligent enough, they know how to touch you and take from you. When we want to understand our hands, we also need to understand that our hands are powerful enough with the information they carry to direct our life circumstances and affairs if there are no blockages. What negatives are you seeing in your life? You may use that to understand the oppositions that are written in your hands as works of the enemy.